Welcome to an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night, presented by Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is also presented by Meridian Plumbing and Lookout Credit Union. Well, we had some technical difficulties, but we are on the air finally. We apologize for that. And I'll catch you up real quickly. Timberline did a 3-and-out, punted to Kuna. Kuna drove all the way down, and then they made a little 3-yard touchdown run by Cameron Hickman. The kick by Contreras was good. So it's 7-0 Kuna. They're 0-1. They got thrashed by Rocky Mountain. Timberline beat Bora by 2. So I would think favorites on this game would be Timberline, but they're down 7-0 here in the first period.
Yeah, it's tough to say because you're playing against a Rocky team that they're the chic pick to be the state champions this year. So Kuna ran into a buzzsaw. I think Kuna's going to have a solid year this year, and Timberline playing a Bora team that maybe was not quite what we thought, but nice little slice, nice little slant pattern there. Pick up some yardage on that second down.
That's Jack Brandt, the quarterback for Timberline. Hitting number 9, who's not in the program.
Well, number 9 made a good catch. Nice slant route and came across the middle. So Kuna's going to run that 3 defensive linemen. They run a 3-4 defense, and they're going to have their linebackers play a huge role in this. They like to roll their safeties up, and they're going to make Timberline threaten them downfield. Timberline running that spread offense. You'll see a lot of quick patterns.
You know his name for Timberline? He's not in the program. Okay. There's a run off to the right side.
A quick screen pass. It plays like a run, but able to get it out to the side. Sidelines picked up a couple of yards.
They fooled me. I looked up late. I was trying to find out number 9's name.
I saw that right as you threw it.
It's not on the program. The coach next to me doesn't know, so I'm going to call him number 9 all night long, and that's not a good thing. But there's never a football program that's completely accurate because there's so many kids. They change numbers. They come up and down from varsity to JV, and it can be a mess for play-by-play guys like us. 2nd and 7. Back to pass. There's a bomb. Number 9's out there. He has it. It went through his hands, or he could have scored.
Let him just a little too much, but got good air underneath it. Pretty ball, and like I said, they're going to make Timberline challenge him deep down the field. And Kuna run a lot of that press coverage, just the one high safety. And Timberline trying to take advantage of it.
That was a good pass by Jack Brandt because he gave it a lot of air underneath it. And it gave number 9, the receiver, time to get underneath it and run. And he was running full speed just through his fingertips. The timing was almost perfect there, though.
And what happens as a receiver, you start running, you stick your hands out, and if you keep them to your side and run full speed instead of trying to chase it with your hands, typically you get a step, and looks like maybe he just, big offsides. Oh, they're going to call a false start on this one.
Nice facility here at Kuna High School, great press box, and they had a really cool military start. They had military night here, tournament of parade. They paraded some military people down, and then they all were out on the field for the Star Spangled Banner. It was really well. We wanted to film it, but we just couldn't get on. Then a Black Hawk helicopter flew in and landed just south of the football field.
See if we can get you a shot of that. I think it's still out there, isn't it? Yeah, it's still out there in the distance, if you can see that. All right.
Our crowd was fired up when that baby came in.
Enough of that. Let's get back to football.
All right. 3rd and more than 10, 11 or 12. Good pressure. Going to be a quarterback sack. And it'll be a punting down now for Timberline. Kuna off to a hot start here at home.
And they brought the blitz from the far side, and they flushed the quarterback to the right, and he kept his head up trying to get rid of the ball, and ideally he would have thrown the ball instead of taking that big loss, but nothing doing downfield. Well-timed and well-designed blitz by the Kuna Kavemen, and you saw some of that athleticism coming from the far side, forcing them into this 4th and long. And you can see early on the physicality of Kuna. They just want to punch him in the mouth. But Timberline, kind of have to weather the storm. It's a home game. It's the opening game of the season. And Kuna.
Andrew Price is the punter, and it kind of goes off the side of his foot. But if that stayed in bounds, he got one heck of a lucky bounce, and it did. I don't think it ever went out of bounds. So it crosses midfield. Kuna will take over in their 47-yard line.
And you hear the coaches yelling, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. But ideally, Kuna would have had a bounce out, but great bounce for Timberline. And, you know, look, special teams, somewhat of a lost art at the high school level. And unless you have somebody who's working on that year in and year out, sometimes it's just the kid that can kick the ball, maybe played some soccer early on. And, you know, lost art of...
Well, Americans, we're not typically good with our feet, especially my generation. Now, the younger generation, there's been a lot of soccer. There wasn't any soccer when I grew up. So the only time you ever use your foot was in football if you were a kicker. There's a snap and a runner through is Hickman, a good gain on first down.
Yeah, they're pretty content to just run it up inside, loosen it up, because that freed up that play action, when the tight end hit that 4th down conversion. So you're going to see a lot of that running up there. But then you look at it here, and they spread them wide, 5 wide receivers.
And there's a jump, but he didn't break the plane, so there's no penalty. Long count by the quarterback here. He'll drop back to pass. He'll scramble to his left, throws a short pass, complete, and a good gain. That was number 22 for Kuna, Trey Taylor. First down for the Cavemen. They lead 7-0 here over Timberline. Back to pass. Double clutches. Now he finds his running back over the middle. And Hickman will take it for another first down. So Kuna clicking on offense right now.
Yeah, Kuna, again, like we said, very content. Run, pass, run, pass. And you're going to see third down passing situations. They'll throw it, but until then, it's going to be a lot of just short stuff and runs up the middle.
Back to pass. He's going to scramble. There's a flag in the backfield. He's going to be holding. You know, there was a guy lined up a wide receiver with number 78 there, Ryan. Was that a big tackle out there lined up?
See, and I didn't see if he reported, or that's probably, let's see what the call is here. It could be illegal. No, it's a holding call, like you said.
And he turned around like it would be a button hook. I'm sure he was begging for that ball.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I can call 22. I don't think that was 22 on that one play. I think it was 82. It is 82, and he's not on the program either, so we apologize to these guys that we can't name to you. But they're not on the program. Little screen pass. It might have been tipped. Salas hangs on to it, and another flag on the play.
I'm not sure what they're going to call on that. That might have, illegal block in the back. So the defender had his back turned, so they're going to call block in the back on that one.
2:01 left here in period number 1. Kuna 7-0. SIC is tough. All the biggest schools in Idaho are down here, and every week you're playing a school with a lot of athletes.
Yeah, some of these bigger schools, as Kuna continues to grow, you're going to see more and more participation. And I think Cuna's just only going to get better. They in Middleton, some of the fastest growing cities in the state of Idaho.
There's a run. Good second ever by Salas, and he'll get a good gain. Well, Kuna does have 2 state titles in 1991, and in 2019. In recent history, they won state. Timberline has never won a state championship.
And Timberline came online. 1998 was the first year of the school. And as you can remember, just barely, they played for the state championship in basketball versus an amazing Owyhee team. And so a little bit of a history there. They have won a baseball state championship, although state of Idaho doesn't. This year will be the first year that they're going to start recognizing it at the Idaho.
Yes, I won a state championship in New Plymouth in baseball. Yeah, we weren't recognized. It's kind of unfair. There's a pass and a completed pass. And so that'll be a first down for the Cavemen. Who hauled that in?
It was number 16, it looks like. And that was Cameron Hickman coming out of the back. That was a blown coverage. Oh, no, it was 15. It was Deathridge. Yeah, Deathridge caught that. He snuck out on the far side, and you saw the coverage kind of lost him. And the quarterback just put a nice loft under it, let him just run underneath it.
Senio is really performing well at the quarterback position.
Second-year starter as a sophomore, and it tells you the kid's got some talent.
Tight formation. They'll hand it off right up the gut, right up the 0 hole. And good push by the offensive line and good gain on first down. Looks to be at least halfway to the first down marker, maybe a little more. No, they're going to about 7 yards.
7 yards, that big offensive line trying to create some space. And, you know, Rocky gave this offensive line fits last week, but Rocky also has about 4 to 10 guys who are going to be playing Division I college football next year.
There's a run. Again, this time Hickman is stopped after a short gain. So it'll be third down. Always interesting if it's 4-down territory. If you got a field goal kicker, you might use him. Generally, teams will go for that fourth down when they're inside the 10.
I think you're going to see Kuna run the ball. I think they're fairly confident. It's a fourth down. You can pretty much guarantee they're going to go for it, but that's going to end our quarter.
The score at the end of one, Kuna 7 and the Wolves nothing. We'll be back on IdahoSports.com right after this. Plumbing is a Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new home builds and remodels, farms, and businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it will be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. The search for your permanent plumber is one call or click away, and that is to Meridian Plumbing. Choose the safe, local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing.
Well, I have a ball game here. 7 points scored in the first quarter, and Kuna knocking on the door again. And Timberline looking to shut them out here.
It's 3rd and 1. They can get a first down without scoring, and this is going to be a loss as several defenders in on the tackle. Hickman lost 2 or 3 yards. Let's see if they want 4th and 4 or a field goal.
Well, it depends on what you have for a kicker here.
Well, they lost the yards. We call it 4th and 3.
And you can see
they made an extra point, and the extra point is not much further away. No, the quarterback's out there, Senio. They're going to go for this.
Again, very confident in this offensive line, and you're going to see some kind of play action here. Wouldn't be surprised if they come to the near side of the field, let Senio maybe throw on the run like an RPO, but no, they go with a power formation.
And they do hand it off. Struggling for yardage. He's going to be stopped, but is it a first down? We're going to have to wait and see what the referees signal.
I think the mark gives it to him. I think he's there. That's a first down.
Looks like he's inside the 5, and that should be a first down. Still no signal from the referees.
Let's see where they put this thing down. Yeah, they gave him the first down.
First down, Kuna. Big play for them. Trying to go up 2 scores here in the first half.
Boy, yeah, that's a hard. You know, that's a gut check for Timberline. It's got to be a morale breaker. You get him so close, and he just got a loss on 3rd down, and then trying to stop him on that 4th down, just not able to get the penetration. Kept those legs going.
Tight formation again. He fakes it to the running back. They throw a play action pass for a touchdown. And I think That's Hickman again, isn't it?
I think that was Deathridge. No. Yeah, Colton Deathridge on the touchdown reception. And they did exactly what I thought they were going to do last play, which is fake the dive up on the inside and get kind of a play action. This time went to the far side of the field, and Deathridge, you just stall for a second, then you release. Just a nice little lob over the top, and Senio hit him for the touchdown.
Deathridge was second team All-SIC. He was one of the SIC honors from last year, returning tight end for the Cavemen. Kick, and this guy looks like a good kicker. He can kick a 35, 40-yard field goal. It's good, and Kuna up to a surprising 14-0 start here over the Timberwolves with 10:59 here to go on Idaho Sports. All right, Timberline needs a scoring drive. They won 24-22 over Bora last week, and they're down to Kuna, 14-zip here to start this first half. 10:59 to go in the second period of play here from Kuna. There's the kick. All the way down, number 9 bobbles it, and he'll come out. And he slips down inside the 15-yard line. That's the young man that's not on the program, so I have to keep saying number 9. Number 9, the old Beatles song.
Yeah, number 9, where are you? You know, and he was the one that kind of let it go through his hands on that deep ball that would have resulted in big yardage, if not a score. And so kind of need to shore some things up here if you're Timberline.
A good kick for Kuna kicker. Contreras, he kicked that almost to the goal line. Oh, there must have been a penalty or something because the ball now is at the 27-yard line. I didn't even see him mark it off.
I didn't even see a flag on the field.
So decent field position after that return. Back to pass, nobody there. Brown will take off, use his feet. He's at the 40, out of bounds, just inside the 45. He's got a first down and a good game.
And that may need to be a piece of this offense moving forward for Timberline. If you can spread that defense out, is what they do. They run that spread offense and trying to just get the ball upfield any way you can get yardage at this point. And I think you're going to see them maybe do some more of that, some designed quarterback run plays.
Rez and number 9 are split to the right in a slot formation. 4 receivers ready to go out on the pass. 1 back in the backfield. Back to pass. Threw it too high over the hands of number 9. At halftime, I try to figure out from one of the coaches this kid's name. I'm getting tired of saying number 9.
Yeah, that's right. So Brandt on that one, he came back and when he unloaded, one of the problems and one of the things you'll see with some of these natural fields is there's a big discrepancy from the center of the field to the sidelines. They put that big hump in the middle of it, and I know when I was playing, that was one of the things we'd run into. You had to kind of throw it low, and even then you'd hit it right in the middle of their chest.
Yeah, and the receiver's actually running downhill when he's doing that. 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Back to pass. Another quick pass. Complete. Misses 1 tackle, shakes off another, and he's right near the first down. I think they're going to give it to him. They do. That's the first down for the Wolves.
Yeah, they needed that too. And that was the exact same play they ran on the last play, and you saw him. It was high and outside again. This time did bring it down a little bit, though. Ran a little button hook there, just a comeback route. Saw the defense laid off of that on the outside, far side. Typically, your defensive backs are going to give him 5, 10 yards, probably 10, 15 yards in this case.
The lone back is Hudson, as they are in a passing look in their offense every play with just one back and 4 receivers. Ooh, the running back took a step. They didn't call anything. There's a slant, and number 9's getting all the action right now. He's got it up the sideline, out of bounds. Another first down for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, they're just looking for him. He's a target every play. The quarterback's Brandt's taking that snap. He'll look one way, comes right back to the other guy, and they're running really safe routes with the infamous number 9, everything coming back towards the quarterback. Other than that deep ball, you've seen everything within about 5 to 10 yards of the line of scrimmage.
You know, and that's the announcer curse. The one kid that's catching all the balls is the guy that's not in the program.
Well, you know.
It's the way it rolls with our job.
That's right. You got to just, roll with the punches. Improvise,
Absolutely.
as they say.
Good drive here for the Timberwolves. They really need to get the ball in the end zone, get back in this ball game. They trail by 2 touchdowns. He'll fake the pass. Now he has an open receiver. And that was to Sam Hayner. Incomplete.
Yeah, Hayner on that one, he ran the route and Brandt threw the ball behind him, but it looked like Hayner was kind of coming back to the middle as Hayner was coming to the middle as Brandt was drifting to the right and not able to connect on that.
2nd and 10, ball on the 26-yard line. 14-0 Kuna.
We'll get the score updated at halftime, folks. A couple technical difficulties here.
I think there was a solar flare today. That's causing all our problems.
That's it.
Back to pass. He has trouble, but he gets it off, and it's complete. Ooh, and he takes a shot. That was number 16, Logan Thistle. And, man, he took a drumming from one of the defenders.
Well, he did, didn't he? But a lot of that happens when you catch a ball, you come back to the middle of the field, and you have some of those linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the play. They'll light you right up.
Nice evening here. It's starting to cool down a little bit.
Really? Still feels really hot up here.
Yeah, it's hot because there's a lot of people in this press box, but it doesn't look so hot outside. In motion. There's a wide open number 9. He'll get a ball inside the 10. He's going to have another first down, and the drive continues for Timberline.
Yeah, that was a good look. They ran the dummy play on the far side and on the man in motion, but then they set up the screen to the near side, and number 9, whoever he may be, ran that route, came back and got it. They released the lineman upfield, but that dummy caught a lot of the defenders going the opposite direction.
You know, 1st and goal from the 9. When it's 1st and goal, you're hoping it's inside the 5 so you have shorter yardages, but they're going to have to earn it now. They got 9 yards to go.
You know, sometimes that's a blessing, too, because some of your routes now, you get a little bit better spacing.
Yeah, that's true.
And with a spread team like this.
It's not like Canadian football where you have a 25-yard end zone.
Yeah, 1-point plays. Come on. 3 downs. What's that?
And somebody jumped, so it's not going to be 1st and 9 or goal and 9. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 4, I would think.
Yeah, right there at the 5-yard line, half the distance.
Oh, it's half the distance, so it didn't go. I always wondered why they do that. Why don't they just mark off a full 5 yards? What is half the distance?
You know, I think that's one of those old school rules that never, you break that and you kind of ruin tradition. Now, there are a few rules that I'd like to see maybe modified.
There's a run and nowhere to go. He fights, though, keeping his legs pumping, but I don't think he gained anything. That was going to be 2nd and goal from the same spot.
Brody Angroff was the running back on that. Just a sophomore, getting some good playing time here. So defensively, you're going to see they're running that four-man front now, putting a lot of people on the line of scrimmage, daring a lot of confidence in their defensive backs, but daring Kuna to do, or excuse me, Timberline to run the ball.
Fakes it, quarterback's running. He'll take it himself. He spins, touchdown. Much needed touchdown for Timberline as the quarterback, Brandt, takes it himself.
Yeah, Brandt, that was good. He had a man open too. That looked like a little bit of an RPO. Less P on that one and more of a run, and he kept it. And you saw him spin into the end zone. Big time touchdown needed by Timberline to keep him in this game.
Well, I saw Kuna subbed a cornerback out, and he got his butt chewed out when he got to the sidelines. Coaches in football, they can be very animated when they want to get something done, much more than basketball and baseball coaches. But that's the type of sport it is. It's a rough sport, you know. You got to go out there and play with a bruised arm. Kick is up. Was it good? Yes, it is. Yeah. So with 7:02 to go in the half, 14-7, the Timberwolves cut it in half. Meridian Plumbing is the Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new home builds and remodels, farms, and businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first call with Meridian Plumbing, it will be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. The search for your permanent plumber is one click or call away. And thanks to Meridian Plumbing, choose the safe local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing. Yeah, I was assistant football coach, and that's not my nature to yell and scream at kids. And the head coach did, and I never could get into it myself. In my baseball career, I might have blew up once or twice. I just wasn't my nature to do that. But in football, I understand why. It's a tough sport. It requires a lot of physical ability. Even when you might be bruised and sore and battered, you still got to get out there and hit people. Here's a return. He misses one. He's got some room to go, and he's going to be tackled near the 40-yard line, but a yellow hanky is thrown. This will come back probably blocking the back or holding. Something against the offense is coming back.
What I loved on that was Zephyr Robinson. He took the kick and was one step and gone. He was very decisive, kind of a glider, just glided in there and just one quick jab step, not a lot of dancing. He went straight upfield and a little bit of a burst there, showing some explosiveness.
I want to thank our power boosters from Kuna. That's Idaho Launch, College of Western Idaho, Clarify and Family Eye Care, Pioneer Sports and Pain Center, Kuna Chiropractic, Avalon Dentistry, and J&M Sanitation. Timberline has no power boosters. Any of your Timberline power boosters want to get on board? Editor at IdahoSports.com. Get a hold of us. So Kuna has been really sharp on offense. They got trips to the left here. One looks like an offensive tackle.
Yeah, that's their fullback.
That's a big boy right there.
I think it's Celis, isn't it? Out there, yeah.
Quarterback draw. Got some running room. He'll gain about 3 or 4 yards on first down.
A little bit of a telegraph play on that one. When you spread that fullback out and put him as a receiver, he's probably not going to be running too many routes there. So on the Timberline defense, and I see that, I am thinking quarterback run all the way.
That was Gino Salas out there. He's a big boy. He's a strong man.
Yeah, he's an effective football player, too, and he leading blocking up there. And you look at his defense here, and Timberline all around the line of scrimmage.
They fake it to him. The quarterback rolls out and misses. Number 80, his stand. So it'll be third and call it 7. This is certainly not 4-down territory, so without a first down here, we might see at the first punt of the game from Kuna.
Yeah, this could be a big 3 and out for Timberline, maybe a morale booster for the defense that I don't want to say has struggled, but up until now, and you can see a little deviation from the play calling here. Typically it's been runs up the middle kind of power formations, but now trying to spread it out, maybe create something with throwing the ball.
They're on the 25. They got to get to the 32 for a first. Back to pass. He'll scramble. Now he gets it to his receiver, but he's tackled for a very short gain, so this is going to be 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down again. This is huge for the Timberline defense. If they can get him off the field quickly, I think you'll see.
It's short. It's 2 yards, but they're in their own territory, so you're probably going to see him boot this away. The punter's number 41, Contreras. He's the kicker as well.
He's the guy that plays football.
Oh, the bad snap. He'll get it. He runs. He was a left footer. And look at that spiral he kicked. What a. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb, and this guy's going to be some type of SIC kicker, either first team, second team, honorable mention, because he is the real deal.
Yeah, and if you're Timberline, that's why you say you got to rush the kicker. You got to play that and play safe, because you saw what happened there, and they could have jumped on and had a big opportunity to get the ball in deep Kuna territory, but instead Kuna gets the ball off, and now they're deep in their own territory.
That was a beautiful kick. It's hard to kick and make a spiral. Easy to throw a spiral, much harder to kick one. When he can kick a spiral in there, it gets so much more distance because it's aerodynamic. So Timberline trailing by 1 touchdown. See what they can do. Quick pass. Number 9 has it out of bounds. Just short of a first down. 2nd and short.
It delayed blitz on that one, and they went right where the blitzer came from. So he kind of came from that linebacker slot spot. Number 9 ran the comeback route, and Brandt did a good job as a quarterback seeing where the blitz came from, and you usually throw it to the vacated space, and typically you'll find some success.
Second and short, looks like a long 2. Trips left. He'll look that way for a quick wide receiver screen, and he's banged quickly.
Yeah, the defense, they called that one. If anybody steps back in man coverage, you have to pick up that block. Otherwise, if he releases, that receiver's just dead to rights, and the defensive back came up on him.
That was Hayner that took
Hayner?
Hayner that took the pass, and he was immediately nailed by one of the Cavemen. So from 3rd and short, it'll be 3rd and 6 or 7 now. Back to pass. He's tackled immediately, and boy, that defense got in there quickly, and this is going to bring up a punting situation for the Wolves.
Yeah, again, blitz from the outside, from the near side, close to the camera. That was number 9. That was Nick Stace, who came in on a little bit of a delayed blitz, and no offensive line communication. Came in, forced him to step up, and then set came from the interior defensive line, and I did not catch a number. So if that was your kid, I'm sorry.
Brandt had no time to pass. Within a second, they were in his face mask. So Price will kick. He's standing 2 yards into his end zone. By the time he kicks, he'll be right on the goal line. And it's a low flat kick. And it bounces, it hits the Kuna player, and it's going to be Timberline ball. He wanted to short hop, and that's a very dangerous thing to do on a punt. You just get away from it and let it roll, but that's a mistake by one of the Kuna Cavemen, and it'll be Timberline football now on the turnover.
Yeah, again in size. You saw him, and he couldn't quite get to the ball, and so when he came back, he's like, oh, crap, I got to get out of here. And that ball can it can take all kinds of bounces. That's why you see the guys run a long ways away, and quick on the spot was Timberline, and this is huge, catching a turnover here with 3:34 left in the second quarter. Timberline, I think, makes something happen here. We have a ball game, folks.
1st and 10 from the 44. Second live for the Timberline offense. Back to pass. He's going deep, and it's over everybody's head. 2nd and 10. Yeah, that punt return, he tried to one-hop it like even in baseball when you short-hop it. But a football is a very dangerous thing to try to do that with.
Yeah, they're just shaped different.
Yeah, that oblong shape, it takes some funny bounces.
It certainly does. That last play, on number 9, again, whoever this kid is, he's their playmaker, and throwing it deep on that. Brandt threw it, good lob, and it was actually a pretty ball, just timing was off. Never got his head around.
2nd and 10 for Jack Brandt. Slot to the right. 1 running back. And that's going to be on the offense. Both of them move, but the offense has to stay. So he look at the procedure. It'll be 2nd and 15. 3:29 to go into our half.
Yeah, and some guys on this side came over from Kuna, but they're always going to give it to the offensive side. And the left tackle knew it too. Sticks his hands up. Daggone it. 3:29 left, as you said. Still plenty of time, and all 3 timeouts if they get to that point.
Well, the 2-minute offense is practiced nearly every day for all these teams, so they're used to trying to drive down with 2 minutes to go. Back to pass, over the middle. Tried to one-hand it. Well, that was Shelby Idaho couldn't hang on to the football.
Yeah, see, and I'm not sure if if the defender was going for the tackle or for the interception on that one, because both of them had a shot at the ball on it, and the ball was thrown behind the receiver.
Third and 15. Kuna stops. Here, they'll have the ball back. Back to pass. He'll run to this line of scrimmage. Fires it too high. And that'll be punting situation. Didn't I say 2:29 to go? Now it says 3:15.
I saw 3:29. Who knows?
Okay. My eyes are going to be 72 in a month, so they're a little old.
We'll blame it on that.
I blame a lot of things on old age now. But over the hill is better than under it.
That's right. Yeah, so it brings up 4th down, and a big stop by Kuna after that muff punt. You know, if anything, Timberline shifts the field position and is going to force Kuna to maybe chew up some clock to get in the end zone again.
Receivers back at the 30-yard line awaiting this kick. And this is a nice punt. Fair catch at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Kavemen. They lead by 7. Ryan Luke, happy to bring it out to you.
And we have a pretty good ball game here, 14-7. Both teams coming in, and you know, you can talk about the SIC and some of the top teams in the SIC, and I think if you're picking, it's between Eagle and Rocky right now. Eagle came out and beat Meridian last week. You know, Mountain View did have a good victory versus a Utah team, but the rest of these teams are kind of fighting to get in that top 3-4 teams in the SIC, and these 2 teams are right in the thick of it.
There's a screen pass that is incomplete. Boy, he had blockers out in front of him, too, if he could have completed that. One of my best friends in high school's last name was Luke. Maybe one of your distant cousins.
Maybe. Definitely, probably.
Alan Luke.
Don't know the guy, but I'm sure with the last name like that, the guy is just phenomenal. Just a great guy, I'm telling you right now. Name alone.
Well, he's no longer with us, but he was a good guy.
That's what, okay. It got dark real quick, Gary.
It did. I had to be honest about it, though.
Okay.
In motion. Back to pass again. Complete to the tight end. And he breaks the tackle, and then he's completely nailed, by number 21. Kent in on the tackle.
Yeah, upended, lost all his momentum trying to get upfield, and made Kent look like a superhero there, and all it was just a big guy that lost momentum.
3rd and 6. Clock clicking down, 2:36 and counting. I see where college football has a 2-minute timeout now. Wonder if high school would ever think of doing that.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, the clock stops on so many different downs. I don't know if they'd want to drag it out even further.
Yeah, probably not in high school. Back to pass. He's hit. He's got a receiver just too far for him. But he was open.
He threw it to where he wanted him to run. I don't know if that was on purpose, but the receiver trying to get underneath that. He didn't necessarily lead him as much as he did throw it to an open spot.
That was Zephyr Robinson. Love that first name.
And what we're seeing now is just exchanging 3 and outs on both sides. And again, Timberlane's got to be thrilled if you can, every time you can break serve, gives yourself a chance. And Kuna feels like maybe going to run away from the running game a little bit.
That kick isn't a spiral high, and it takes a good bounce for the Cavemen. It'll go out of bounds inside the 30, about the 27-yard line. So Timberline has plenty of time to score, 2:03 to go.
Yeah, all 3 timeouts, and like you said, 2-minute drill, and a lot of this looks like stuff in the middle, get it past the chains. That does stop the clock. Got to make sure you know how deep you're running your routes, and if you're the offensive lineman, cannot have a penalty here. You got to make quick throws. You have to spend all day in the backfield.
Looking towards the east here from our vantage point, really a smoky horizon out there here in the Treasure Valley. The last month it's been bad. Some of these games have been canceled due to the air quality, but this one made it in, fortunately.
I like to say it's no bueno is what this area is.
Running back in motion. Back to pass, he'll roll right. Defense there. Almost got a shoulder pad tackle, but he'll throw it down. Was trying to get it to Hayner, but he just missed him by a few yards. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he did a good job of evading the rush. If it were me, I would have gotten rid of the ball a little quicker. I know he's trying to make something happen, but boy, live to die another day. Almost came up with an interception there or a huge loss. And Brandt got to be a little bit more self-aware there. You get past the 1, just get it upfield and out of bounds.
Were you a quarterback?
I was.
For?
Team in Utah, a little school in Utah, 3A school. There were only 5As at the time.
Well, good for you. I was left out. Back to pass. Pumps once, throws it complete. And that's Rez will take it.
Yeah, they're going to get a rough in the passer as well. Unnecessary roughness or personal foul.
That'll attack 15 more yards on. They'll get me near midfield here. Maybe even across it. Yeah, roughing the passer.
Yeah, we saw that
So
happen.
how did you start your sophomore year as a quarterback or junior year?
Well, I didn't start as the quarterback my sophomore year. I played another position because we had a couple guys ahead of me. But by the time my senior year rolled around, I rotated in junior year. But by my senior year, we played.
And quarterbacks get all the chicks. That is true, right?
Totally true. Yeah, I'm going to take that to my grave.
I went to a school with I graduated with 560 seniors. So when you came out for football, there were like 300 or 400 boys come out for football, and I was just a late birthday, small, teeny guy. There was no way. I got cut in every sport I ever tried. I'd love to have gone to a little school.
Yeah, I think we had 150 to 200 kids in my graduating class.
Rolling to the right. Has a receiver, and it's a good pass. Thistle in on the catch. He'll take it for a first down, and Timberline trying to tie this game up.
Yeah, RPO, and he kept it coming to the near side. And he actually tucked it right away. Had the running back in front of him. The running back, that was number 3, was Brody Engroff. But instead, he decided to throw, had a man there, and it was a right decision. Threw that out route and kept it tight. Momentum took the receiver to the ball.
14-7 Kuna. Timberline on the drive with $1:40 to go here in the half. Ball on the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Timberwolves.
And Kuna been sitting back on defense now. Let's see.
And the center just got pushed over. Did he fall or was he pushed by a defender? I just saw him fall over backwards. He had to have been pushed to fall like that. Referees are getting together and say, did you see that? What happened there? That's like canning the center, and they're going to call a penalty. But the defense is clapping like it's against the offense. Illegal snap, illegal procedure. They called it on the center. I wonder if he just tripped himself or something. But he fell over backwards.
You know, we talk about soccer, and you've seen some of these guys. I mean, somebody breathes on you, and you dive to the ground. I think the center took a dive. Actually, to be honest with you, I think he lost his balance and fell over backwards. I really think that's what happened. Just lost his balance.
Yeah, that soccer thing's getting a little out of hand. The women don't do it, thank heavens. Back to pass. He's got a receiver down the middle, but it's intercepted by the Cavemen. He's at the 35 to 40. And the crowd is fired up here at Kuna.
Brandt looking for his stud tight end, Sam Hayner, who's a big-time recruit right now. And he just released upfield, and the defender jumped right in front of it, was able to do it, just followed him along. That was number 9, right?
No, I think it was number 6, wasn't it? Casey Neff.
Was it Neff? Or number 9, Nick Stace. Either way, the defender just shadowed him and looking for that quick hitter. And that really works well when you're playing man defense. And Brandt was looking for that, but not able to slip it past the defender.
So Kuna has the football, trying to increase their lead, but only $1:29 to go, and they're on near midfield, about the 45-yard line. Quick pass. It hits, but not much of a gain, about 1 yard.
Not much of a gain, and I'm going to give incredible, call him mad props to that was number 15 on the tackle, and that was Logan Thistle. And Thistle, the senior, came flying in. He read that one really, really well. Came in and just wrapped up.
Kuna called a timeout, and I'm going to go with your eyes now, last defensive player. Probably was 9.
Yeah, sure.
I'm wearing glasses, you're not,
I'm
going to trust you.
Well, would it be bad if I said I forgot my glasses? No. No, I don't. I don't wear glasses.
I think that Kuna has 2 timeouts left still, don't they?
They do. 2 timeouts, so still plenty of time, and not even a loss on that play, just a 1-yard gain. I think you'll still see Kuna. They're going to have to take a couple shots here in a little bit. 119. They need a big chunk play.
If you're practice those razzle-dazzle trick plays, this might be a good opportunity to put one in. End around pass, double pass, something.
Could be, and I'm not exactly.
Hook and ladder.
Yeah, something like that, but I don't know if you need it right this second, but we'll be coming up here pretty quick.
Second and 9. All the quarterbacks are on the shotgun. You rarely see a quarterback take a center snap anymore. Back to pass. Run out of rooms, he'll just throw it away. And he ran into one of the Timberline Wolves at the sideline, banged into number 40 over there. He was just standing there.
Micah Cranny over here. He's going to be in the peanut gallery saying illegal touching by the referee as he threw it right to the referee. We get to hush up now.
It'll be third and 9 now.
And Micah Cranny, one of the best. You'll also hear him at various events across the valley. And Kuna, lucky to have him this year.
Starting to take over. There's hot lights taking over as it gets darker and darker here at twilight. Rolling to his left is Senio. Throws for the first down well over the head of his intended receiver. So with 1:06 to go, bring up another punting down.
And it just feels like Kuna's gone away from what has been working best for him. And, you know, they were pounding the ball, getting it up inside with chunk plays, anywhere from 6-7 yards a carry, and drawing that defense in, keeping them tight, and then play action was working. And now they're trying to expand the offense a little bit. Senio, you saw that one as he came out here, didn't square his shoulders up quite all the way. And if you're running to that sideline, the ball tends to drift on you.
Contreras back to punt again. He's already shown what a good kicker he is. And that's a boom. Boomed it away from the returner. And that's going to go out of bounds at about the 1 yard line. I don't know how much better of a half that kicker can have than what he's shown us here in this first half.
I think that was the best outcome ever for that kick. Kind of a low liner. And he angled it to get it up over to that sideline. And you're hoping it's like well, you're a golfer, like the sandwich, right? Let that thing bite and kind of run on you. And that's what that did. And just found the sideline with 1 minute left, 56 seconds.
I think Contreras could probably go both ways and play soccer and football the way he kicks the ball.
And maybe golf, you know, if he gets a backspin like that. We'll see.
Yeah, when you're under a tree, you kick the ball out so you can have a foot wedge.
Foot wedge. Love that. My favorite club.
Well, I'd say the Wolves better be careful. They got a long way to go with 56 seconds to go. They're on the 1 yard line. Didn't go to the shotgun. He took a center snap after I said it wasn't happening very much. And it'll be a short gain.
Yeah, there's a lot to lose there if you fumble a snap.
I think Kuna's going to call a timeout.
Man, if they're smart, they will. Let's do the math here. So they have 2 timeouts. Now they just gave him a timeout back instead of taking one away.
Are the dots up under the numbers, the timeouts?
Those are the timeouts. Should be their second.
But it says there's 3 yellow dots under their name.
You know, it's like
I don't know if that's the timeouts or not.
I don't know if they're going the wrong direction on that. Who knows?
I can't imagine what those yellow dots would be for anyway.
No, those are timeouts. Yeah, those are your timeouts.
Well, they're not moving. They still have 3.
Yeah, I think there's probably 2. Again, like I said, they've used 2 timeouts. So just trying to do the math here. Stop them again. Second down right now. Stop them on third down. Force it. You would get a kick. Theoretically, you could get a punt return. And if it's, not touched or whatever, then you'll end up with maybe a play if all the timing works out.
I got time to do something I think is fun. I've done this for my whole announcing career. I always envision, what if the mascots fought? Not the players, like a bulldog and a cougar. They put them in a cage. Okay, the cougar wins every time. This is a classic matchup. A caveman and a wolf. Now, that happened in history.
Yeah. I mean, look, the cavemen had to kill the wolf to warm on their back, but I'm sure the wolf won plenty of times as well. I mean, that's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, that's kind of a good classic matchup. He's going to pass out of his end zone. He's throwing a bomb. He's got a runner out there. Oh, and he might got hit early, but the referee, they ran past him. He wasn't in a good position to see it. The receiver wanted a penalty, and I think he got hit early.
Yeah,
but the referee was too far away to see it.
Yeah, they missed the play there. They missed the call. That was absolutely a pass interference. But, hey, if it's not called, then it didn't happen.
That was a heck of a pass from Brand. He's thrown a couple of long passes with a lot of good touch and timing.
Yeah, so Brand showing the arm there, and he threw that ball in the air right around 55 yards. And he is not a huge 6'5" kid. They have him listed at 5'11", but showing some good arm strength there.
So, okay, they've got the dots down to 1 yellow dot for Kuna. So, 1 timeout left for the Cavemen. This is 3rd and 10. Ball's on the 4-yard line. Option. Quarterback's going to keep him. He's going to get a first down.
Yeah,
so if anything, he won't let Kuna touch the ball again.
Absolutely, and that just allows him. Brandt's a good athlete. I saw him come up in there, kind of fake the pitch, and you saw him explode through the hole. And that was the right call. And now, hey, if you're being honest here, let's see, take a knee.
Yeah, I would say take a knee here and go in and halftime, look for some adjustments from the coaches.
And they may not run another play here. They may just let it run out. I think Kuna would be content as well just to let the clock run out. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they're going to let the clock run out. It's 5-4. So our halftime score is going to be the Kuna Cavemen 14, the Timberline Timberwolves 7. You're enjoying SIC Treasure Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
One, go.
Gary Jones alongside Ryan Luke, our halftime score, 14-7. The Kavemen looking for the first victory of the year. They have a 7-point lead over the Wolves, and I always like to make my color man a coach. So first of all, I'm going to give you Kuna looking for the first win of the year. What are you talking to your kids about at halftime?
So you talk about the initial dominance you had, versus Timberline, as you were able to run the ball and get back to those basics and just the real physicality up front versus the Timberline defensive line as you're running the ball. So if I'm talking to my kids, I say, hey, let's get back to it. Let's do that. Let's stay low and drive through. But honestly, you got to dominate the line of scrimmage like you were. You probably have a little bit of an advantage in terms of size. And I would say get back to that. We're going to get back to the basics, which is running the ball to free up that play action. And ultimately, I think you'll see Kuna get back to that. They don't need to go deep downfield. That's not their game. A lot of intermediate routes, a lot of those short routes, out routes, and try not to get too cute. But if I'm telling my kids, got to play tough, got to be tough in the trenches.
Okay, Timberline had one offensive drive where they scored a touchdown out of, 5 or 6. So what do you think they need to do to be more successful on offense?
So when we saw their success, it started off with Brant using his legs, and he was able to kind of free up some space, and he was able to move around. And I think you're going to have to see more of that. I think you got to see Brant both running the ball to be able to keep the defenders honest, and specifically those linebackers, and then maybe look for some of those RPOs, those run-pass options, as you're coming to the sidelines. And you saw if you can get one of those defensive backs or the linebackers to commit on you, then you're able to hit that 10-yard out route, number 9, whoever he may be. I think you start moving it and moving laterally to kind of keep Kuna off guard. But again, it's got to start with Brant's legs and him being able to create some plays.
If you get on our website, you can see the media poll and the coaches poll. They're both out now. They're the same. Coeur d'Alene's 1 and Rocky Mountains 2 in both the media and the coaches poll. Now, in the media, they have Eagle 3 and Highland 4, Rigby 5. In the coaches, they have Highland 3, Eagle 4, and Rigby 5. So the same top 5 for both the media and the coaches. They figured that out. But Coeur d'Alene, 9 of the 13 first place votes in the media, and 12 of the 14 coaches voted for them.
Yeah, and they're good. I mean, they're really good. Caden Simmons, the quarterback, and they went to the state championship last year. He's just a junior, as a sophomore. He's leading that team, and he's a basketball player as well. And they do a lot of things really well, and so I see that. I'm not completely sold on it. And look, teams up north from here in the valley, we just don't know. We never see them. We don't see them until the end of the year, until the playoffs, so we just don't know. But we have had a sneak peek at some of these guys from last year. I will say I think Rocky sounds a little bit like the real deal this year. I think Eagle's going to be very explosive on offense. I think those are your top three teams. And then from there, look, Rigby has to come back. Rigby did go up to Coeur d'Alene, got beat kind of handily. Rigby came back and beat a Wasatch team from Utah and thumped them. And so, Rigby's going to keep getting better and better along the way. And I think Highland, with Hymus, the quarterback, he's moved on, just a senior last year, state champion. Again, I think we're still, they've beaten some really good teams. Legacy from Nevada, they've done it a couple of times. I mean, Highland not afraid to take anybody on, and I think it's going to be a dogfight at the top. These top 5 teams, and we talked about who's next level, because you got to play some teams in the playoffs, and I do think Kuna has a shot to run at it along with Middleton and Meridian, and we'll see what Mountain View does. Timberline could surprise us.
What's interesting is I always look at our power rankings, which is an algorithm that was written by Dustin Wixom, which is one of Paul Kingsbury's best friends in high school. And basically, it's a computer formula where if you beat somebody you're supposed to beat, you don't get a lot of points. If you upset somebody, you beat a bigger school, a 4A, and you beat a 5A school, that's good. If you're a 5A school, you lose to a 3A school, that's really bad. Things like that are built into it. Now, it takes a while for the power rankings to get good, but they can be accurate as well. Right now, Coeur d'Alene is 10th in our power rankings. So, but the formula's only had 1 or 2 games to work with. Madison is number 1 in our power rankings. I'll give you this. The SIC, here's all the teams that are 1-0 in the SIC right now. Boise, Eagle, Mountain Home, Hawaii, Middleton, Rocky, and Timberline. Okay, that is a tough league, probably the toughest league in Idaho.
Yeah, as your population base, I mean, never count out Eastern Idaho, never count out North Idaho. I think they all kind of come with their pros and cons and their strengths. And I see, Highland, Pocatello was the 5A state champion last year and got beat by Meridian in the regular season, came back, beat Meridian in the semifinals. And you just, that just not knowing the teams very well, I think, is difficult. Those teams from North Idaho, Eastern Idaho, not knowing them, but the teams here, this is a dogfight. I mean, look, there's not much better than a Mountain View Rocky game or an Eagle Rocky game or a Meridian Mountain View game, just phenomenal games. And you're starting to see Kuna now kind of creep into some of the radars as they move forward, and Timberline rebounding from a 1, and gosh, I don't think they won a game last year. They were 0-9 last year, 0-8 last year, and some high hypes for them preseason last year, and just didn't come to fruition. And so, for a Timberline team in Bora, Boise, Capital, you can try to be the king of Boise. I think that's your goal, is to be the king of Boise.
The other thing that can come into play, especially in the playoffs, is when you travel. If a Northern Idaho and an Eastern Idaho school play, it's a very long bus ride, whoever's away, because you can't go diagonally through the Rocky Mountains. You just can't, not in the winter. And there's not a lot of highways. You'd be on some 35-mile-an-hour highway with a school bus. So they got to go down Highway 95 and then across the state. So you're talking sometimes a 6-7 hour bus ride. Now, that takes a lot out of athletes. You're sitting in a school bus that long, you got a big game coming up.
Yeah, well, those Eastern Idaho, I'm from Eastern Idaho originally, actually Shelley High School, if everybody knows where that is.
The Russets.
The Russets, home of the Russets, but they'll take I-15 north and cut across. Sometimes they'll go up through Missoula, just depending. Maybe they get all the way to 90, depending on how bad the weather is.
In the fall, but not, like, say, basketball.
Basketball in the winter, yeah. Right now, you're right. You do cut around and kind of dissect the state as best you can.
Speaking of mascots, there was a classic matchup years ago for a state championship. It was the Diggers and the Russets.
Were they digging us?
And I thought, what's better, a potato and somebody that digs up potatoes? So in terms of the battle of the mascots, the Digger's going to win 10 times out of 10.
Well, that's unless they poison him with some really bad russets, some kind of blight on him, and that poor Digger eats it.
I did a basketball game for Idaho Sports in that gym a long time ago, and they got a potato that's, if it's back, this is maybe back in the 90s, potato with an arm and legs and a happy face. Is that still there on the walls?
Yeah, well, well, yes, but they do have a new school that does look like a Spud Cellar, if I'm being completely honest, a Spud Cellar. But it's a nice high school. I mean, when I say new, geez, when did that come around? In like 2005, maybe 2007
Okay.
They built it, the new field. But the old high school, my mom was Miss Russet in 19 blah, 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 whatever, 60-something. And
Wow.
Used to play on an old field in that old gym, and probably the same one you did where you broadcast the game.
Yeah, it was an old gym.
Yeah.
There's some classic mascots in Idaho. The Russets are one, the Maniacs are one, and the Clark Fork Wampus Cats
Ooh, I like
is
it.
another one.
I like it.
14-7 our score here. Hope you can join us for the second half on IdahoSports.com. And to get on our game streams in the future, if you want to know where we are playing, or broadcasting, I should say, and if you want us to come to your school, editor at IdahoSports.com, get on our editor and say, hey, please come to yada yada. I haven't seen you here in a while, and we'll make it. I don't think there's a school, unless it's a brand new one, that we haven't been to.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right.
Great facility here at Kuna. And there's farmland all the way across the field, and there's a cattle farm and cornfield. This is out in, but of course, the cities are getting larger and larger. But there's still some farmland around this high school. A well-lit field as well.
And I am working on, apparently guys, this has been a terrible technical difficulties. You have phenomenal broadcasters, but terrible film crew, which is me, so you can blame it on me, guys.
You're just chipping a little rust off, that's all.
That's right, first game of the year, but I'm trying to figure out how to take some of these icons off, so bear with me for just a moment.
I'll get some WD-40 and spray you down.
I'll take it.
Timberline going to kick off here, trailing by 7. Kuna looking for the first win as they got shellacked by Rocky Mountain. And Timberline 1-0. They beat Bora 2-point win. That was a good, exciting ball game.
Yeah, somebody's telling me I have Timberline spelled wrong. I didn't spell it.
Here we go. Here's the kick. It's a good kick, Back at about the 1 yard line. Cutting through, he's got on a little running room and a good return out to the 30-yard line. Kuna will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, they're going to call a penalty on that, and they shouldn't. They're going to call unnecessary roughness, and he went high. They think they're going to maybe call it targeting, but it looks like he caught him with his forearms. And
now, high school doesn't eliminate for targeting, do they?
They don't. Yeah, see, look, he's touching his head. He's in the ref saying, all right.
Do they just, high school have any rules where if you get too unsportsmanlike or targeting, you get kicked out then? Or can you never be kicked out of a high school?
No, you can be kicked out. Yeah, you can, but it's there. Hopefully, Logan, if you can see it, it's at least spelled right. Yeah, so they're going to call it. But the problem was that he didn't do anything wrong. The runner just kind of was running high, lost his foot, and he checked him with his forearm, and his feet came flying up.
The head ref hasn't given the signal yet. He's about ready to get in the middle of the field and do it, but he's having some consultations with his fellow referees.
Yeah, I think they're going to wave this thing off. They should just wave it off.
Well, they picked up the flag already.
Yeah.
Generally, they don't pick up the flag until after they report the penalty.
Yeah, so I think what happened was the far field judge, he saw that, and he saw it was kind of looked violent, but
no, they're going to call it personal foul targeting against the Timberwolves.
Oh, he's ejected.
Oh, and he got ejected. Well, he just answered my question. You can be ejected. So targeting, you know, a lot of people don't like the fact college and pro kick them out. You can't tackle with the helmet. It's a good thing. It's a good rule. People have got to learn how to tackle without using their helmet because it's serious. You can seriously injure people.
Yeah, and again, I think if they go back and they watch this, they're going to see that it was not targeting. He just hit him high with his forearm.
Well, we don't have instant replay?
I mean, we can run it
back.
Can
you rewind it and show it to us?
Oh, yeah. After what I've gone through tonight, yeah, no, that's not happening.
Here we go. Senio will hand off to the first runner, and he's got some running room. He'll get a good gain, 7-8 yards on 1st down, 2nd and short for the Cavemen.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Just keep the ball on the ground, run it up the middle, play to your strengths.
Yeah, they kind of went away from the run a little bit in the second part of the first half, and I think you mentioned that in the coaching points.
We'll see if they, you know, what you like to do is be able to establish the run and maybe open it up from there, but sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we'll see if they do have that tendency as soon as they do have some success.
Tight formation, a running formation. And they give it to the back. He's right near the chain marker. I think he's just a half a yard short. It'll be if you don't give it to him, it's going to be 3rd and inches.
Yeah, it looks like that, again, going back to those running formations. You talked about having a quarterback under center, and you can see that now, running him up under center. Definitely the pros and the cons of that. You have a powerful offensive line. You don't move that ball too far away from the offensive line. Keep it close there.
This could be a quarterback sneak if he's under center. Doesn't even need to hand off. I formation. See if he sneaks it. He does, and he's got it very easily. He gained 3 or 4 yards, so another 1st down for the Cavemen. They're in Wolf territory now at the 47 or 8 yard line.
Yeah, that's the Tom Brady play. Get under center. Jalen Hurts at this point. Get a little pushback there, and tough to stop a quarterback, especially if you find a gap one side to the other. Sometimes you'll see the defense. They'll shade the center either in the A or the B gap. Whichever one he goes, you just tap the center on the butt and go the other way.
1st down at the 45 yard line. Got more yardage than I thought. 1st down. Another bit running plays here in the 3rd quarter for the Cavemen. They're moving the ball well. There's a jump off sides. The play's going to go. And another run, this time by Hickman. He'll get 5 or 6 yards on 1st down. They'll probably decline this penalty.
Yeah, they didn't even throw the flag. And so if they throw the flag, you have to blow the play dead.
So well, they didn't throw a flag.
Yeah, so either it's 5 yards or they let the play go.
They didn't get 5 yards, so if I'm the Kuna coach, I'm like, where's that yellow flag?
Hey, if you're an offensive lineman, you love punching him in the mouth. That's exactly what you're seeing him do here, kind of wearing that defensive line out. Like I said, I think they do have a little bit of a size advantage there, and as they lean on him towards the end of the game, you'll see them dominate more and more. And Timberline's going to have to do something different. Maybe blitz, shoot some gaps, do something to slow this down.
Another run, another opening. Good yardage on second down. The other thing this does, it really runs time off the clock when you can run 80 yards and predominantly do most of your running. Very few passing.
Yeah, so
and it just takes time away from the other team to score.
Absolutely. You have a 7-point lead here, and outside of one drive, Timberline hasn't showed a ton. I think you'll see Brandt be a little bit more aggressive with his legs and trying to create some plays. But
that was a 15-yard penalty. I don't think that was more than holding.
No, they go from the spot of the foul. That's one of the other ones that I really, really dislike in high school football. Instead of just a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, it's from the spot of the foul.
Oh, okay. So now, from second and short, it's second and almost 20. Second and 19. That was a big penalty. Rolling out. He's going to take it himself, and he won't go back to the line of scrimmage. Third and long now for the Cavemen. Good play defensively for the Wolves.
If that's, and if that's your play, if that's what you have, that's what you have. Obviously, in a second and long, third and long situations, you're going to have to throw the ball. But I also think what we're seeing is maybe stick to your guns. Keep running those plays. You're going to break one here soon because when they run the ball, you can see some of those quick defensive linemen from Timberline getting some pressure on the quarterback.
And Senio was rolling to his left, which is a lot harder for a right-hander. Rolling to your right, you can be a lot more effective passer.
Yeah, I really like running to my left just because if you get your shoulder square. Oh, that's a hold.
There's a little screen pass in the backfield, and it'll be punting down now. It'll be fourth and long. So the Timberwolves, with a penalty, help them play defense there. They're going to get the ball back.
I think we've learned a little bit about this Kuna offense. The Kuna offense runs plays, passing plays. Everything stays within about 10 yards. They're yet to stretch this defense, and so Timberline defensively starting to adjust and pack the box and chase a lot of those receivers on those crossing routes.
Look how far the receiver for the punt is. He knows Contreras can boom it. Another spiral. This kid is a heck of a punter. I'm going to look at all SIC at the end of the year, and this guy's got to be first team. I don't know if there's a better kicker in the SIC.
Yeah, you got a lot. You got a few to choose from, but boy, he's doing a good job putting it together.
Oh, and that helps your defense when you can boom him out, make him have a longer field to go. That only helps your team win.
Yeah, typically punt returners, you'll put your heels on the 10-yard line. He put them on the 5, and what you do is you don't go backwards. If it's in front of you, you field the ball. If it's behind you, you just let it go. And he backed up to that 5-yard line, put his team in the trenches because, it's not a difference. If they down into the 2 versus the 5, not a big deal.
And Contreras has had 2 punts that were perfect spirals. There's a run. Almost got him in the end zone for a safety. He's out to about the 1 or 2 yard line.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Should have let that one go. Boy, get the ball out on the 20-yard line and definitely put your team in the hole.
I tell you, if you think it's easy, just go get a football. Go out on a football field and punt it. See if you can make a spiral like you do with a pass. I could kick it 100 times. It wouldn't happen.
I'd shank the thing. Yeah, Kuna showing up here, and you'll see them because, again, Timberline needs to stretch this defense. They need to hit one of these deep balls in order to get Kuna to maybe loosen it up. But as it is right now, just been able to control that line of scrimmage with the 3 down linemen and then bringing a backer from either side here. I think you can see it. Yeah, there you go, inside blitz.
Ball's on the 2 yard line, second and 13. Man, he almost had him for a safety. He gets out of there and throws. Is that a complete pass? It is for a first down. That's a huge play.
Wow.
From a safety to a first down.
Wow. That was a big-time throw on the run. Knew where the line of scrimmage was, squared his shoulders, and threw that thing without planning and put it on a rope. But I'll tell you, the grab was just as good as the throw.
He was in momentarily the grasp of a defender and looked like it might have been a safety, but he squirted out of there and then threw a perfect bullet. So big first down to get them out of trouble there. They were close to the goal line. Ball's on the 23 now. Back to pass, and it's incomplete. Threw it behind Thistle just a little bit on that one.
That's a drop ball. You got to have that. That's got to be caught. And, you know, if you look at the stat line, I'd say a couple of these, I mean, these are, Brandt puts it there. Just a couple drop balls. Maybe could be a little bit of a difference of the game so far.
Boy, this has been a quick quarter. It's only 5:54 to go. As that first drive by Kuna ate up some time. It was mostly all on the ground.
Yeah, you're right. Chew that clock up. Kuna man coverage. You see it on the back end, and the safeties are up, both of them. Should be an offsides.
In the pocket, they throw a little screen off to the left. He beats one tackle near the first down. He's going to be a couple yards short.
Yeah,
let's see where they put the stick. It's going to be third, and let's call that one, a long one.
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, and this is a good position. I don't think we've seen Timberline in this 3rd and short, and I'm not really sure what they have. I mean, they are a spread offense. I don't know if Brandt gets under center here.
Yeah, he'll stay in the shotgun. A couple running backs behind him, one off to the side. He's in motion. Fakes the run. He tried to keep it himself. He's got some running room, and he'll get a first down. Initially, didn't think he was going to make it, but he scored it through a hole and first down for the Wolves.
And so we talked about at halftime, Brandt needing to create, and he did that with that long downfield throw, escaping the pass rush in there. Designed run to the outside. It was the dive option. He held it and has to cut back inside to create that first down, but he's a good athlete.
Clock moving with 4:45 to go in the third. 14-7, Kuna has led this entire ball game. Timberwolves trying to drive for a tying score. There's a shot over the middle. Hayner will take it in, and he'll get a first down near midfield.
Yeah, that's a big part of the Timberline offense, and they're going to keep looking for Hayner. Again, he's a college recruit, and a lot of teams are liking. It looks like they got a cramp. Calf's cramping up in that poor guy. Let's see if we can give you a shot on
number
it.
15 there.
Yeah.
Deathridge.
Yeah, look at that trainer. Giving you guys, this is what it looks like.
Deathridge, you know, he's their tight end, so he's going both ways. And you burn a lot of calories as a kid. You go both ways in football, man. It's easy to cramp up, especially early in the season.
Absolutely. Probably not in as good, not peak season form, and very hot today. Very, very hot. Playing in the 90s, I think in some spots in Boise, saw 93 to 95 degrees. I don't know out here next to the cornfield.
Let's get a plug-in for Meridian Plumbing, one of our great sponsors. Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new homes, builds, and remodels, farms, and businesses across Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it will be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. The search for your permanent plumber is one call or click away, and that is Meridian Plumbing. Choose a safe local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. First down. There's a catch, number 9, and he'll go out of bounds right near the stick. One of the referees holding up 2 fingers, so second and very short.
Brandt, that was a pre-snap read, and he saw the defender was diving. He was playing back. A lot of soft coverage on that. And, well, we got another cramp on the far sideline.
Yeah.
So Brandt read and got the receiver. You know,
pickle juice. We need pickle juice for these kids.
That's right. I've had it. It's terrible. It's absolutely awful. During
That's
the middle of the game for a cramp. Oh, it's terrible.
I cramp up in hunting season all the time, especially in my old age, and I drink pickle juice in the middle of the night.
Oof. That's brutal.
It's better than a cramp.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, Gatorade started off like that, and then it was so
bananas,
terrible.
You know.
Yeah, potassium.
Tomatoes have a lot of potassium.
I want to see if we can get who who number 9 is. Let me.
I tried to find a Timberline guy in halftime, and I knew they were all gone.
All right, I'm gonna exit real quick while they have a break, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out who that is.
All right.
All right, the masked man. The mask is coming. Hudson Lewis is our guy. So number 9, Hudson Lewis. Oh yeah, see, look, check it out. Top of it. He's number 1 and number 9.
Don't tell me. It was our bad.
It was our
My
bad. But it was kind of fun because I feel like the build-up was worth it, you know? And now everybody knows, and they're going to be like,
I think he made honors in the SIC last year, too. So he's just gotten better. He's certainly their primary target.
Yeah, he's a playmaker, and you can see it. He has good chemistry with Brandt. What I like is they're reading each other. He ran that out route, went to the sideline, and Brandt knew where to throw it. That's an option route. You get out there and you see where the defender's shading. If it's on the inside or the outside, you go the other direction. And he's been on the same page as Brandt throughout this game.
3:57 to go in the third. 14-7 Kuna. How did a caveman kill a wolf back in BC? With
Big
a
old stick,
club?
man. Big old stick. You
rock.
bet. Yeah.
Throw rocks at him.
That's right. But he only had one shot because if he didn't, boy, it would have got ugly.
There's a long pass, and this is going to be a flag. Easy flag. In fact, 2 of them are out as Thistle was interfered with. I believe is that number 35 there they called the foul on?
I got a
No,
big wall.
25.
I got a wall in front of me. Yeah, it's his second best outcome on deep balls is number 1, catch it. Number 2, get the pass interference.
It's number 25 from Kuna. Of course, he's not on the program.
You know, we just discovered one. Now we're finding the other. It's okay.
We should give an award for a team that has a perfect program. It's hard to do in football.
Tough to do.
A lot easier in basketball. It's only 12 kids.
That's right. Nice drive Timberline's putting together here in combination of pass interference and some moving the ball. And you're seeing Brandt now with some chemistry and using his legs to create some space.
1st and 10 from the 29. They're going for the end zone. And what a catch. No, he didn't hang on to it. That was Lewis, almost a circus over-the-shoulder catch, but he was going to have been out of bounds anyway.
I'm going to take your word for it because I have a wall.
We were all set up in another booth, but the coaches from Kuna came in and kicked us out, so we had to. It's been a little bit of a fiasco here today.
The audacity of them to take their own space, I tell you.
I'll tell you. Don't they know who we are? IdahoSports.com.
Yeah, we're kind of a big deal, guys.
And Paul's kids go to school here.
Well, at least went to school here. I don't know if they're still here. I'm going to see because I know it's going to get tricky. I'm going to do this where I can get the full. There we go.
2nd and 10. That ball thrown short. It's incomplete. So to bring up 3rd and 10, and this is a long field goal, so this is 4-down territory for the Timberwolves. They don't need 10 yards on this play. They need 10 yards in the next 2 plays.
Yeah, you're spot on there. And got to run the right route here or pick it up. I mean, I don't even think you have to throw the ball, but the running game has been next to nothing outside of Brandt using his legs.
How about a draw? I haven't seen a draw yet from them, I don't think.
Yeah, and hey, I wouldn't even mind a quarterback draw, designed run, and
there you go.
Maybe run those receivers deep, but you got to have somebody coming underneath, clear them out, and then maybe let Brandt do something with his legs.
Runner in motion, that's Lewis. They're going to throw to him. No, they threw to another receiver. Yeah, no, that was Lewis.
That was Lewis, yeah. That was Lewis.
And did he get all 10 yards there?
He did.
1st down, inside the 20 now. That was a big play by the Wolves trying to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, we talked about the chemistry between Brant and Lewis, and you saw that one. It was a timing route, and Brant threw the ball before Lewis had even broken on it, and he got there, and it was a really pretty throw. Far side of the field, that's a big-time throw.
You can tell that quarterback and receivers have spent a lot of times on the practice field to get something like that timed out so well. 1st and 10. Ball looks like about the 19 or 18-yard line. They'll throw it again to Lewis. He'll step out of bounds after a short gain of maybe 4 or 5 yards. 2nd down for the Wolves.
And they're going to take that all day, absolutely all day, and they're smart to do it because that's what Kuna's giving them. It feels like Timberline's really settled in the second half. Saw some stuff, talked about it in halftime and said, hey, take a breath. We're going to work these open spaces, not necessarily routes, but these open spaces, and you see Lewis doing that.
They're passing nearly every down. I would think you'd surprise them with a run one of these plays here. Nope, they're going to throw it again. In the end zone, he threw it behind Lewis. He was open. No, excuse me, that was number 6, Heath Rez.
Yeah, and I don't know if he threw the wrong route or they ran the wrong route, because I think that might have been a post flag, running to the flag, and Rez ran flat, and the play should have been gone to the well, Brant was thrown to the far post, and that was wide open if they'd have been on the same page.
3rd and 5. I think this is 4-down territory in spite of a field goal attempt because they want to tie this ball game up. So they got 2 plays to get 5 yards. Lewis in motion. They go to the tight end. He's got it. He'll turn upfield, stretches out. Will they give it to him?
No, he was down before. They're going to call him, about a yard short. Knee touched before the ball got into the end zone.
That was Hayner.
Yeah, but that was a great effort, though. And boy, it was funny. You could hear the guys next to us in Kuna. I could hear from the coaches booth saying, watch the tight end. And Hayner ran just a little out route. He was lined up on the far side, hand in the ground, and he released. And Brant knew he had his guy all the way. The coverage didn't roll over on him like they wanted.
Now, if a coach wants that player to hear, he's going to have to yell pretty loud from the press box. Needs a megahorn. Out of the quarterback, took it from center, and he'll fake the handoff and then throw an easy touchdown. And we're an extra point away from a 14-14 ball game.
Yeah, Lewis did a good job there. And again, just ran that out route, and you saw that, just the chemistry between Brant and Lewis on point and on display here in the second half.
There wasn't very many runs on that touchdown drive.
And they did something different. They lined up under center, like you said, ran some play action.
I think the defense went under center, thought it was going to be a run for sure, one at the 1 or 2 yard line, but they threw another pass, and we're 14-13. Extra point away from a tie ball game. That's what we like, exciting ball game. Make it nervous for these parents and fans. Here it goes. It's up. It looks good, and it is good. We're tied at 14. 2:34 to go here in our third quarter. You're enjoying SIC football on IdahoSports.com. All right, here's the kickoff for the Wolves from the 40. Short kick. They'll take it up about the 15-yard line, get across the 30. Good return for Kuna. They'll take over 1st and 10. I want to thank our power boosters from Kuna, Idaho Launch, College of Western Idaho, Clarify Family Eye Care, Pioneer Sports and Pain Center, Kuna Chiropractic, Avalon Dentistry, and J&M Sanitation.
A big possession for Kuna. You have now, it's 2 straight touchdowns, if you want to look at it that way, for Timberline. And Kuna now has to respond in this one. And again, I don't think you deviate much from your game plan.
Go back to that ground and pound.
Ground and pound, and then maybe hit your play actions here and there. But as is right now, I would do it. I'd do some quarterback keepers. You could even go sweep, some of those maybe option look or some of the veer look off of that. But it needs to be a ground and pound, and do not get too far from what you know how to do.
They've run so much that once you get a lot of ground and pound, you can set up a reverse where you get all the defense sweeping one way and it goes back the other.
Yeah, here we go. That's what we're talking about. Some of that veer.
Tight formation was kind of a little pitch handoff, and it gained maybe 1. 2nd and 9. Timberline was ready for that one.
Yeah, the tight formation, and again, you gotta mow these guys over. You gotta blow them off the line. Timberline playing a lot of two-way players, and Kuna has some as well. But if they're getting towards the end of the game, right now you're testing fitness. How fit are these guys, and how long can they last? And ground and pound leaning on them. Starting to see maybe they're going to tire here a little bit.
151 and counting in the 3rd quarter here. We're tied at 14. 2nd and 9. Quarterback moves his running back, fakes it to him. Rolling right. He has a receiver, but it was underthrown. Boy, if he could have got a little more air on that, that could have been a big play.
And he was fading away when he threw that. I mean, he's no Patrick Mahomes yet. I'm not going to say he's never going to be it. But if you're going to do that, you kind of got to be running towards the line of scrimmage, and you just saw that thing just vastly underthrown. But he had a guy. I mean, he had a step on him.
Clock stops with $1:34 to go. And it's 3rd and long. The chain marker still says 2nd, but this is 3rd down coming up. Ball on the 35-yard line. 36-yard line. Chain marker's on the 35. They got to get to the 45-yard line for a 1st down. So this is more of a passing yardage. They could get 9 yards in the ground, but I imagine they'll throw the ball here.
Yeah, got to throw it here. And Senio needs to show us why he's the quarterback. Started as a freshman.
He's going to get tackled in the backfield. He dropped the ball. It's loose. Who's got it?
Timberline, that's a strip sack.
Timberline saying they have it, and the referees agree. Big turnover. It'll be 1st down for the Wolves at about the 31 or 2-yard line.
Yeah, backside of that, and you saw the big tight end, the college recruit who's playing defensive tackle too, that's Hayner, was getting some pressure up front, and he forced Senio to roll out to his left, and the backside came for the strip sack, and Timberline recovered the football, and they're just absolutely ecstatic right now. All momentum on the Timberline side.
And their passing game is clicking right now.
Student section from Timberline yelling, "We can't hear you," and as they fill up a tiny quarter of the stands, but good for them, showing up.
They're all dressed in white, too. I like it when they use their correct colors. Low snap. Quarterback handles it. He evades one rusher, but he'll be tackled for a loss. Good defense on the 1st down there from the Cavemen.
Yeah, low snap, and I think the timing on that kind of got him, off balance. And then you also take a look at it there, and he was able to get close to the line of scrimmage, not giving up too much. But that's a big sack, too, and just stopping some of this offensive momentum that you saw from the Timberline side. And I think Kuna needs a couple more of those if they're going to get the ball back here with any kind of, and maybe flip that momentum from the defense to the offense.
2nd and 11, almost 12. Lewis in motion. Dead quarterback running. He's got running room around the left side. He'll get a 1st down and more Out of bounds, inside the 20, maybe the 15.
Boy, we talked about that, didn't we, Gary? We said, what do they got to do? And you got to let Brandt create. And he took a jab step there. Want to force one of the Kuna defenders to go wide, and he took it up inside, ran through an arm tackle. He's dynamic with a good arm. He's looking like their offense right now.
It is inside the 15. Ball on about the 14-yard line. Trying to take the lead for the first time here in this ball game. Lewis in motion again. He cuts out, back to pass. He'll avoid one tackle, and then he throws it away, trying to stop a sack, and that was a good play by Brandt. He saved a lot of yardage right there.
Absolutely. He's elusive and great balance, showing some of that playmaking ability. Smart move, getting rid of it. I mean, at this point, you are in field goal range, and you take a sack, and it gets a little dicey trying to kick that thing. And, field goal takes a lead here. And the way that Kuna's not been moving the ball, that could be the difference at this point.
Boy, Lewis is in motion almost every play. I'd like to put a pedometer on him, see how many miles he runs in a game.
What if he gets his steps in?
And the Timberline coach coming out calling a timeout. He wants to talk this over.
Yeah, talk it over. I thought they were going to let it run out, but the clock did stop. Oh, because the incomplete pass.
16 seconds to go.
Yeah. Well, we got a good one here. I mean, it's been exciting to see Timberline make the adjustments at halftime, and some of those things we talked about. You got to see Brandt with his legs, and offensively for Kuna, just kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. We talked about them maybe running the ball, keeping it on the ground and pound, play action stuff, and just haven't held on the ball long enough to see it come to fruition.
And Timberline had a rough year last year. If I'm not mistaken, I think they only had one win in the SIC.
I think it was either one win or no wins. I mean, I think they might have shot an 0 for last year, if I'm not mistaken.
They've already got one win in the book, so they're trying to get two, and they look like they're building a good program here. Second down. This might be the last play of the half, or the third quarter, rather. We'll see. Straight back. A screen pass. He had some running room, too, but it was just over his head. So that'll bring up third down. We might see that field goal try here.
Yeah, we may see it. That one was an interesting one. I feel like he almost threw that one away. I mean, the running back's not very tall, and that was number 23. As I'm holding this camera, hopefully it doesn't fall anybody below me. That's Cole Hudson. He's 5'9", listed at 5'9", and I think if he were 5'10 and a half, he would have caught it.
Third and 10. Lewis in motion. He looks to Lewis. He's got it. And he'll cut it up over the end zone. Touchdown, Wolves. And they take a lead for the first time tonight. And who other than Lewis to do it?
Boy, absolutely well done and set up perfectly. They ran that dummy out to the far side again, kind of as a distraction, and you saw Kuna run that way, and then they ran the slip screen underneath to Lewis, and Lewis caught it, and he's fast and he's quick, and he took one jab step, and he knew he was getting in the end zone.
This for a 7-point lead. Good snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. And they threw a penalty here. He roughed the kicker. Now, do you want to go for two if they move the ball up? Or do they do this on the kickoff? Can you go either way in high school?
Yeah, you can. No, you take points. Don't take them off the board.
So you have it enforced on the kickoff.
Absolutely. And then you kick it you're going to kick a touchback and get the ball at the 20-yard line, and we'll start Kuna at the 20. 3 seconds to go in this quarter, though. So as we fix the score here, all right, there we go, 21-14.
Remember, it was 14-0 Kuna, and so the last 3 touchdowns have been done by Timberline.
Yeah, it says a lot about
21-14.
Yeah, saying a lot about the adjustments made at halftime on the Timberline sideline, and I think you're gonna, Kuna's got to dig deep here. And they have some playmakers. They've shown that they can do. They have a veteran quarterback in Senio who started all last year as a freshman. You got the big offensive line, and at this point you got to start doing just dink and dunks, even if it's 3 to 5 yard gains up and down the field. But you've got to put some points on the board, specifically on this drive.
Pretty impressive for a freshman to start at quarterback in the biggest league with the biggest schools in Idaho, the SIC.
Interestingly enough, my son was in the hospital, and that's a whole other story. He's doing well, thank you very much. But one of the nurses' sons plays for Kuna, and she was telling me the story of how Senio got to be the starting quarterback, and there was a kid that decided not to play and a transfer, went to another school, and Senio was the next man on the list, and so thrust into action as a freshman, and they were big on him, but so was it against Timberline?
It was against Timberline. They're making Timberline back up 15. What could that have been?
I think it was unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe a little finger wagging or jaw flapping in their face.
So that's a big play. That'll give Kuna excellent field position, depending on how this kick goes. But they've had some good returns, so I expect this to be past the 40, 45-yard line. The receiver returning is standing at the 25. Kicking from the 25-yard line. And he'll receive it at the 27. He'll come to the middle of the field, cutting to the far right side. He ran east-west for a long way and ended up, see where they put the ball, past the 40-yard line, about the 41 or 2. That's good field position.
Good starting field position. If you're coach here, you lean in on what you do best. You got to run the ball, establish, and we're going to flip sides here as that's the end of the quarter.
That is the end of the quarter. 21-14, Timberline on top of the Kuna Cavemen. Meridian Plumbing is a Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new homes and builds and remodels, farms, and businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it will be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. The search for your permanent plumber is one call or click away, and that is to Meridian Plumbing. Choose the safe, local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing. And once again, our power boosters from Kuna, Idaho Launch, College of Western Idaho, Clarify Valley Family Eye Care, Pioneer Sports and Pain Center, Kuna Chiropractic, Avalon Dentistry, J&M Sanitation. Here we go. Kuna trailing for the first time today. Little screen pass is batted down.
Batted down, good pass rush. Got some good pressure up there and upfield pressure and got in the passing lane. It was a design, just swing pass out to the side.
Evan Paskey knocking that down.
Yeah, the pass was designed for Solace, and I'm just not seeing a lot work for Kuna right now. It just doesn't feel like they have, they're not in sync. They don't have their receivers running in route, and they're not hitting who they should be hitting and, throwing the ball to the right places. And so I think we're going to see, you got to do something a little bit different here.
They started out hotter than a pepper sprout, but they've cooled off considerably now. There's a pass. What a nice catch. Over the middle. Good throw, better catch.
Yeah, good throw, better catch. Cramping up again. You're going to see that.
Trying to see what numbers. Who
that was number 15. Yeah, that was our guy, Deathridge.
Pickle juice at halftime, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, really need to be sucking down those
I actually
fluids.
love pickles, so I like pickle juice.
I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot to consume. I had cramp. It was my sophomore year. We were playing at our rivals, and I came out and had this big cramp on my calf like everybody does, and coach comes over and he was drinking a Coke, and he hands him, he said, "Drink this, this will help." And so he started drinking a little bit of a Coke, and I was like, this is terrible. Later did I learn that was awful. I should not have drunk that thing. Could not get rid of the cramp forever.
Yeah, bananas, they want to get potassium in your body. A little sodium, a little potassium, help the muscles go. So bananas, tomatoes, pickles, pickle juice. And it generally happens to players in their first or second weeks. When you get in shape for the season and the weather cools down, that's another key factor. And it was a good warm start to today in the 90s probably.
Yeah.
In fact, I hardly ever wear shorts announcing. I have shorts on for one of the first times ever. It was just too hot to put my Levi's on.
Yeah, that's way too hot. Well, this is interesting. That's the second time he's cramped up, Deathridge.
He's gimping as he walks, too.
Yeah. Good hands. He's a good-looking football player, but look at him not even use his toes, walk on his toes.
3rd and 2, ball at midfield. First ran through, has opening. He cuts around the 40. He's got more running room at the 30, the 25, out of bounds, and Kuna with a good drive here to try to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered. Salas on that inside handoff, and they were looking to kind of bounce it. You know, the defense was looking for him to bounce it on the outside, and Salas held on to it.
Gino, he is a big man to tackle.
Boy, did you see how nimble he was?
Yeah, he ran really good for a big man.
Yeah.
He may not be the fastest running back in the league, but he's hard to bring down because he's got a lot of strength to him, a lot of muscle. And here I'm chanting his name now. And there's a wide open run down to the 15. That's Hickman.
Yeah, you bust one and you start seeing, they start respecting that outside and just came up underneath again. Power running game.
They got a good 1-2 punch. Hickman's taller and skinnier, and Salas is the bulldog, a little short, squatty guy that can really deliver a blow. You try to tackle him, and it's going to hurt. Second and 1. And that's another run for a first down by Salas. They're just going back and forth between Hickman and Salas.
That's a first down. This is a big drive. Kuna answering, and they're doing it the way that we talked about, and on the ground, nothing too fancy. A lot of misdirection in the backfield, too. Who's it going to go to? Which back's going to get the ball? And you have two different styles of runners there. Salas is just going to bowl you over, and Hickman a little bit quicker through the hole.
First and 10, ball on the 12-yard line. Running off the right side, pushing with the offensive lineman pushing behind the runner. And that's Hickman will take it up for about 4 yards, 2nd and 6. They can get a first down on the 2, it looks like.
With 10 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. I'll update the quarter in just a minute.
They tie this game up, we might be looking at a Kansas City overtime. Isn't that what high school does, Kansas City?
Yeah, they get the ball at the 25-yard line, yeah.
Somebody just called a timeout. No, the referee did. He's pointing up in the air. Is the Goodrich blimp here?
No, there's a drone, and they're saying, get it out of here.
There's a drone?
Yeah, drone up above.
It's from another high school. They're trying to tape this game. It's a scouting drone from a rival high school.
That's what it is.
Is that what is that a possibility?
Yeah, you bet. No, because they give the film anyway to each other. They don't care.
Maybe it's from an eastern Idaho school. It went a long way to get this drone. It was been flying for hours to get over
That's
here.
right. Best battery ever.
I don't know if I've ever seen that in all my years of announcing, a drone causing to stop a play. Hickman tackled immediately. That was a good stop by the defensive line of the Wolves. First guy in on the tackle was Hayner.
Yeah, Hayner.
Going both ways.
Yeah, he's a strong kid. He's, like I said, he's being looked at by a couple of schools at the next level. They really like his athleticism. You can see it full display there. He's playing defensive tackle. This Timberline team.
You think this would be 4-down territory? I don't think they want a field goal. They want to tie this ball game up. It's 3rd and about 4 to get to the 2-yard line. So they got a couple of downs to do it. First guy through might get in. He will. Touchdown. A point away from a tie ball game again.
Yeah, there it is. Just like the doctor ordered as we wrote it up, and it was, you know, we probably consulted with Kuna and told him what to do at halftime or something, I don't know. But
Hickman got that in.
Yeah, Hickman did a good job. And they ran behind that right side of the offensive line, and they're coming across, allowing Salas to kind of bulldoze and blow out that linebacker. And he just stayed on the back hip pocket of the guard as he came through. Easy touchdown.
Well, they just did a firework. This is a very important extra point. And it's good. We're all tied up again. 21-21, 8:55 to go. A barn burner here from Kuna. You're enjoying Treasure Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Good ball game. Hope you're enjoying it. Had technical difficulties getting on, but once we're on, we've got a good ball game. There's a line drive bullet, taking it about the 2-yard line. At the 15, up to the 20, down to the 25-yard line and tackled. Wonder if you could bend your camera down and look at that homecoming king chair or queen. See it down here?
Yeah, there it is.
Kuna has a chair that was built for a homecoming queen or king, and it's not homecoming yet. I don't know what that chair is for. Maybe not the MVP gets to sit in at the end of the game.
Now, if they get a turnover, they go sit in it.
By the way, we will have an IdahoSports.com player of the game presented by the Idaho Office of Safety.
Got a couple early front runners. I'd say Brandt for Timberline. And on the other side, Hickman? Possibly. It's 2 touchdowns for Hickman tonight.
Lewis has put a bid in as well.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Let me get that promo right for our player of the game. There's a rare run for Timberline, and it gains only a few yards.
Flags on the play, and I'm not sure what that was.
That was Engroff.
Yeah, holding.
Funny, they throw a bunch of passes that don't get any holding calls. They go to a run and get a holding call. You think you're more liable to get a holding call on when you're dropping back to protect the quarterback.
You know, with such a terrible result, if you will.
This will really put him back in a hole here.
Yeah, with a terrible result like this, I mean, you kind of wonder if you're even going to run the ball again, if you see him run the ball. So they declined
they've probably thrown 5 passes for every run they've made, I would imagine.
Yeah, they declined it on this one.
So, well, it's still second and 10. I don't know what happened there.
They declined the penalty.
Oh, okay. Back to pass. He'll run it instead. Oh, boy, he threw it at the last second. Was he over the line of scrimmage? I think he might have been, because we just got a flag from the line judge. He's over the line of scrimmage. Illegal forward pass is the call.
Yeah, and that's a tough one, because you only have to have a piece of your body behind the line of scrimmage. So if he stepped and he started his throw from behind, that should not have been called, but it was close. Now, I'll give it to the referee. I think they probably made the right call on that one.
That's a loss of down, I think, too, isn't it?
It is.
The ball's back to the 20-yard line. Third down. Third and 15 from the 20. That's a big play for the Kuna defense. If they'll get good field position, if they can force a punt here. Looking to blitz. And they do. Here they come. Long throw down the field. And is it intercepted?
It is.
It is. Intercepted. Both the receiver and the cornerback are fighting for the ball.
Oh!
And they gave it to the receiver. You know, tie goes to the receiver, just like in baseball, tie goes to the runner. But he might have got it second-hand. I mean, it looked like the receiver, the defensive back got it first. Then he maybe got it afterwards, but the referee's giving it to him.
Wow. Yeah, and it looked like he picked it. I mean, fought for it. Lewis, he's a baller. 35-yard gain is what they're saying, and he came up big on that one. He fought all the way to the ground, and I mean, it makes sense. You know, you got who wins it at the bottom, who wins it after it comes down. But boy, great play by the defensive back there.
It did look like he caught it first, but then before he went to the ground, he was tied up by the receiver, and then that's what got him the possession. That's a huge play with 7:19 and counting. Straight quarterback run. He'll get 8-9 yards out of bounds. Good run on first down. It'll be second and short.
Yeah, Brandt, such a good athlete. And you see him, very explosive, and he looks like the kind of guy, if he gets a crease, he could take it all the way. It'd be tough to catch, but very slippery, design keeper. And I think that you're going to just see for the remainder of the game, that's your running plays. That's just going to be Brandt, keep the ball in his hand. I would not hand the ball off again if I were Timberline.
Second and 1.
A lot of options here. Got to take a shot.
Ball on the 33-yard line. Lewis in the backfield probably going motion like he does most plays. He does. They're throwing. Oh, that was nearly picked off for a pick six.
Of course, I didn't get the camera there, folks. A diving play, that was number 2. And that was Luke Davis on as the defender, and was able to knock the ball. And they jumped the route. He jumped the route. He saw Lewis go in motion, and Lewis has run that motion. Then he runs that deep flat route, so he gets up there and runs the out route. And you saw Davis go in there and just extend, trying to come up with the pick, and not able to do it.
So this is 3rd and 1. Timberline, let's see if they go under center just to try to get a first down here.
Well, we've seen they don't know how to go under center. I think you'll see
Yeah,
Brandt.
right. It's a shotgun.
Brandt with the ball in his hands, trying to make something happen.
Defense is all uptight here. He'll hand off wide open. And he'll get a good gain all the way down to the 15-yard line. First down for the Wolves.
Yeah, what did I say? Hand it off. You know, I said let's hand it off to that was to Brody Angroff and make sure that he gets the first down. No, I didn't say that. I thought it was going to be in Brandt's hands.
He was wide open, though, on that run.
Yeah, he came off there. They collapsed that left side of the line, and I think they were respecting and waiting for Brandt to keep the ball, and nobody collapsed.
6:40 and counting. First and 10, ball on the 15-yard line. Kuna trying to dig in on D here. They throw it. And he actually, when he was going out of bounds, he pitched the ball to another. That's very dangerous, another offensive player, and he maybe got another yard.
Yeah, he threw it to Lewis. That was Hainer. Hainer was going down, and he lateraled it to Lewis.
When you're almost knocking on the door and you got a good gain, that could be an ill-advised play, but he pulled it off.
He did pull off. That was interesting from our perspective because he had Lewis kind of on the post. Hainer was cutting underneath, and the ball was to Hainer. It looked like it was thrown behind, and then Hainer came by, and he was able to catch it on the out route.
Ball's on the 7-yard line now, 2nd and 3. They can get a first down on a 4. In motion, Lewis. Quarterback pitches. He's got some running room, but a nice tackle stands him up at about the 6-yard line. It's going to be third down.
They're down that option play. You got to respect Hayner. Excuse me, got to respect Brandt with his legs. But they played that one perfectly. Had someone covering the pitch man.
And the quarterback's going left. Means he's pitching with his left hand, his offhand, which sometimes you're not as coordinated as you are if you're a right-handed player. But he did the pitch perfectly. 5-11 and counting. 3rd and 1 at the 6. Certainly 4-down territory here. Lewis in motion. Right up the gut. And he's tackled for a loss. Now, this is not going to be 3rd and 1. This is going to be 3rd or 3 and 4. Will we see a field goal?
Yeah, here we go. Go for the points. Coach is electing to do that. Well, your defense has been playing. I think it's probably the right call, but you got to get the points on the board.
They say 4th and 2. It's going to be a 25-yard attempt. Kick is up.
Very good.
And the kick is good. That was Edgar Brooks, a sophomore, kicking that field goal. And now we've got a 24-21 game, 4:16 to go in the ball game, and Kuna ready to receive.
Yeah, that's a good kick, and I think smart choice. You got to put points on the board, and they did. And at this point, the way your defense has been playing, granted, that last drive by Kuna, they showed them what they were doing, but it was a short field, and if you can get it deep, make them run, make them go the length of the field. But Kuna, all 3 timeouts, feeling a little bit of momentum right now. Feels like we're in for a pretty good ending here.
Ian Smart, the coach for Timberline in its 8th year. Brand new coach for Kuna, Bo Smith, who was in Texas last year. He was at Prosper High School, which is near Dallas.
I know Prosper.
His first year coaching the Kavemen.
Yeah, so we lived in Dallas, but Prosper just up the road and did some work in Prosper, and that was 8, 9 years ago.
So he's going to find out what the snow's like this winter for the first time, maybe.
Hey, you know what's crazy is it will snow in Texas. It will snow in Dallas, yeah. But then it freezes and turns this massive ice sheet.
There's got to be a lot of bad drivers there.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, we spent 3 years in Texas. I want to talk about high school football.
Yeah, there you go. That's a football state. At the 5-yard line, here's the return. He's got some running room at the 30, trying to turn the corner out up near the 34-yard line. So decent field position for Kuna. They need a field goal to tie, a touchdown to take the lead.
So big time drive here. 4 minutes to go, so I wouldn't say time is of the essence. Ground and pound, though, the way their offense has been. Got to be smart with the plays. Get up to the line of scrimmage, maybe cycle those plays in a little quicker.
We will have a player of the game at the conclusion of this game, sponsored by the Idaho Department of Highway Safety. .409.
Yeah, line up. So the trick is line up in the same formation. See what you do out of this formation.
That might be an offside to give it to the first man through. I don't see a hanky on the field, so he wasn't offsides. Short gain. Give him 3 yards, 2nd and 7. And this is 4-down territory the rest of the game for Kuna. And we have a Timberwolf on the ground, maybe another cramp. He's getting up now. He doesn't want to come out.
Is that Hayner?
It was number 18.
Yeah, 18, okay.
Now he's jogging off. That's Paskey.
Huh. Yeah, if I'm the Kuna coaches, maybe I lean in and say, hey, give me that offside. Stops the clock, get the 5 yards. Everybody in the box within about 10 yards of the ball.
Running the ball around the right side for a first down near midfield. That's Hickman.
Clock stops, got out of bounds with the first down as well.
3:21 to go.
Oh, no.
That's the one thing, if you're a predominant running team, you eat up a lot of clock trying to drive, and they're going to go backward. There's a late flag thrown.
Oh, I didn't even see it on the ground there.
Let's see what the call is. Must have been holding.
Boy.
So from the 50-yard line all the way back to the 27.
Tough to overcome that.
Any trickery in the books. 3:05 and counting.
You may have to put something up here.
2nd and 15 from the 27. He is going to put it up. He's got over player. Oh, it was nearly intercepted. And let me tell you, if he completes that, it's a touchdown. Zephyr Robinson was behind all the defensive players.
Yeah.
But the throw was just a little short.
Yeah, Heath Rez was absolutely dynamite on that. That was number 9, right? Number
7.
8, sorry, number 8. Number 7?
On
Number
defense.
6. Yeah, so they have Lewis playing the deep safety on that. And I think that was Rez, and Rez just stuck his hand out and was able to knock it down, and he almost picked it himself defensively. What a great play, because you're right. If you got a little more air under that, that was a 6-point play.
3rd and 15. Back to pass, scrambling to his right, looking downfield. He lets it go, and it's knocked down by the defense. This is the ball game right now. 4th and 15. They can't punt it away.
No,
they're going to have to go for it.
No, 3 timeouts. You can punt away here. You can get the ball back. And that's exactly what Coach Smith-Bowe is going to do, is kick away here. You have to, especially the ball this deep. It would be absolutely, you would bury yourself if you did not. No, you're right. He is going for it.
Well, the way I wanted to go for it is the way the offense of Timberline's clicking. They're not going to get the ball back probably.
Let's do a pooch kick here, but he ran this quarterback off, and the kicking team came on.
Kuna does have all 3 of their timeouts, however.
Timberline going to take a timeout here and think about it.
They'll have 1 left.
Boy, Timberline's just scrappy, aren't they? I mean, they've stuck in this game and getting pushed around at the beginning, coming back.
And this is on the road.
On the road. Pretty good environment, hostile environment here. Boy, Kuna shows up.
24-21 with 2:41 to go on the game clock.
Yeah, now they're making the smart play. They are going to kick it now, which is the right move to do here. Yeah, smart move. All right, punt formation for Kuna here. Right play.
Oh, they hop it to him. And he's not going to get it off. The
It's gonna be a
ball's
scoop
loose,
six.
picked up by Timberline, and they get a touchdown out of it. Holy cow, there's the ball game. This one's in the refrigerator. The butter's hard, the jello's jiggling, and Timberline's going to win this ball game.
Oh, man.
Costly mistake by the punting team.
Special teams making special plays, and this situation just could not get the snap back to the punter. That's the 2nd time tonight. The first time, remember when I said they got to make sure they keep pressure on that punter, because last time He picked it up off the ground, kicked it, hit an absolute dime, and this time just not able to pick it up as they kept having pressure on him.
Funny how fate, the fickle finger of fate, if they hadn't called that timeout, they were punting the ball. They call a timeout, they start to punt instead, and it's a touchdown. And it's an extra point. And this one's basically over with 2:31 to go. The Wolves are going to be 2-0. Kuna's going to drop to 0-2. And look at the Pep Club now. They got some lights going on over there in Timberline.
Oh, cell
they
phones.
They had their phones going.
Yeah. Boy, 31-14. Kind of tough to come back from this at this point. Kuna with 3 timeouts, but oh man, the mountain's tall as they come back from this. And we saw just the miscues and plenty of opportunities and just maybe a yard deeper on one of the throws and maybe a completed pass here and there. And Kuna's right in this game.
Right.
But Timberline being opportunistic and incredibly scrappy and going to move to 2-0 with 2 pretty solid victories on the season.
Sometimes the difference between victory and defeat is just a razor thin. If that pass is completed, Kuna goes ahead with 2 minutes to go.
They do.
And instead, it's knocked down, and then a bad snap on the punt, and next thing you know, the game's in the refrigerator. It's over. Line drive, they'll let it go out of bounds. They'll have the ball at the 35-yard line, I believe. When it goes out, isn't that correct?
Yeah, 35-yard line, 15-yard illegal procedure, yeah. Could make him kick it again.
By the way, you want to know scores around the Treasure Valley and around the state of Idaho? Our Friday night ticker. As soon as we get scores, we put it on that ticker. Every game, 1A through 6A. It's on our Friday night ticker. Check it out on IdahoSports.com. Friday Night Flash. Maybe I called it different. It's Friday Night Flash, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's the type of ticker. We knew what you were talking about. And they are going to make him kick it again. Kuna elected. Back him up, make him kick it again. 5-yard legal procedure from 35-yard line now.
Maybe they can get a return for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's probably a smart move. Again, trying to get some explosive plays out of this. But I just got done saying the right move was to punt, and it ended up in a touchdown. So listening to me, I don't know.
Well, we don't have that crystal, that eight ball thing, predicts the future.
I mean, I thought I did, but.
Another line drive, picked up, coming to the middle of the field. At the 30, coming on the outside, cuts it up to the 40, 45, 50. He's got some room to go. He's down to the 35-yard line. Great return by number 84.
That is why you do
Kuna.
it. That's why you elect to return the ball. Dynamite play, explosive. Quick score here, and it's not all over. 3 timeouts.
Oh, look at this. Block in the back is going to bring it back.
Oh,
Ricky
shoot.
Rodriguez-Alvarez with that great return, and it's washed off the board with an illegal block in the back.
Man,
How many punts and kickoffs in high school, college, and pros have flags? I would say half of them. And
yeah.
Especially in the pros, it irritates me because these guys have played football their whole life, and they still make silly plays on special teams. Special teams is such a huge part of football.
Yeah, we got
It's overlooked.
Down player on the field over there, and
Another cramp.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's walking like it's a cramp. It's the calf muscle that gets you. I want to thank Luke Wolf and the Kuna support group here to have us set up in a nice facility. And Tall Grop, the AD for Timberline, helped me, not just send me the roster, I called him and he gave me all the pronunciations too. So I appreciate all the help they give us to get these games on the air for you. A little screen pass to the wide receiver. Across the 30. First down, that'll stop the clock momentarily. 2:15, and a late flag comes out.
Yeah, they're going to call that one on Lewis as he tossed a big old offensive lineman out, and they're going to call it a personal foul.
He's coming off the field. Ball will be marched out to the 46-yard line, 2:15 to go, 31-21, 10-point lead for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, you're looking at 2:08 left to play.
There's a little screen pass to the wide receiver, and he lost the ball, and Timberline has it. He had a first down and more, and the ball just squirted forward out of his hands. Might have been punched out by the defense. And that's all she wrote. It's going to be Timberline kneeling on the ball here.
Yeah, Timberline just going to take it nice and easy. Missed opportunity. Kuna had something going there. They saw that slot. They just get it quickly over to the right. Really everything coming over the right side. All the offense come over the right side today, and ball squirted loose. And you can see some of the players on the sidelines consoling him. But yeah, very, very costly turnover. That's 3 turnovers on Kuna tonight.
Kuna does have 3 timeouts left, so if they kneel 3 times, they will be forcing a punt. And they're in the shotgun. Maybe they're not going to kneel. Maybe they're just going to play some plays, get a first down. Quarterback will keep it himself, gets 5 yards.
I'd be shocked if he pitches it, hands it off, or does anything else.
And a timeout. Kuna down to 2. We can see Kuna improving under their new coach. They were in this game the whole way with a little bit of luck. They could have won it, but Timberline was very resourceful. They just hung in, like you said, down 14-0. Didn't panic.
Yeah, Kuna, they're almost there. When I say almost, I mean in the sense that you can see they're just on the cusp of doing it, hitting the right things. You see a penalty here and there, bringing it back. But I think they're still discovering their identity. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to be a power running team. We saw success when they ran the ball, but I don't think you want to be completely one-dimensional. But they just feel like they're just right there. And, there were times during this ball game that they didn't feel like they were clicking. They weren't jiving. The ball wasn't getting to the right place at the right time. And just felt like they weren't quite there, but when it was going, it looked good. I think there's a lot of upside for this Kuna football team.
Yes, I believe you're right. Handoff to Lewis. He'll take it in the backfield as a running back this time. Man, he's quick.
Yeah, he is.
He's got some quick acceleration. And he gets close to a first down, maybe a yard or 2 away. And let's see, they called their second timeout.
And you can, when you're on offense, you don't have any timeouts. You can manage that. You can spike the ball. You can throw stuff to the sidelines. You can do all kinds of things. But defensively, you have to use your timeouts. It looks like they're going to use it again right now. Yeah, they're using the timeouts. So
they're down to 1 left, and this is going to be 3rd and less than a yard. It's very short.
Nope, they're going to give him the first down.
Did they?
It's kind of, I'm confused. Wouldn't be the first time in my life I've been confused.
I think you're right. The back guy is moving it up. They did give him the first down.
Well, that's it then. Take some knees.
Yep. Kuna doesn't even have to call their last time out because this one's over. Let's look ahead to next week. Kuna plays Boise at Larson Park.
And that's not going to be an easy game. That's no pushover. Boise, kind of a bit of a
Oh,
renaissance.
excuse me, I read that wrong. That's Timberline that's there. And there's a good game for a first down. Timberline is playing Boise at Donna Larson Park. Kuna has another home game against Middleton. The rest of the season looks like this for Timberline. They got Boise, then Meridian at Meridian, Capital at Donna Larson, Middleton at Middleton, Centennial at Timberline, and Rocky Mountain at Rocky Mountain. They don't have many home games. Kuna has, like I said, Middleton home next week, then Mountain View away, then Owyhee at Kuna, Bora at Kuna, Eagle away, and they finish the season with Boise at Donna Larson.
Yeah, and I don't know if this one's gone final, but it looks like Meridian is beating Mountain View 40-34. Not sure if that's it. Looks like Middleton lost to Madison 21-28, and Rocky Mountain absolutely pummeled Chiawana. Yeah, here we go, victory formation.
Did you say Tijuana?
Chiawana from Pasco, Washington, 42-8.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
They played somebody from Mexico?
Yeah, you know, play football down there.
There's an away game.
That's right. Yeah, that's all I have in terms of updates, so I'm not sure. Well, you know, hats off to Timberline. It's funny because I look at this team and it looks a lot like their basketball team. I was discussing with my son on the way over, and the run to the state championship in 5A this past school year as they played Hawaii in the state championship. And, you know, they didn't do anything. They weren't spectacular in any one way, but they were scrappy. I'm talking about the Timberline team, and they just put it together and won a bunch of ball games. And, you know, looking at this football team, it's the same thing. Now, they do have Brandt and Lewis, who are explosive players. And then you have a couple of other guys that you see. You know, we talked about Hayner being a recruit, but boy, Timberline scrappy, putting it together for a win.
This will be another snap, and that's going to do it. And Lewis just did a backflip and behind the quarterback, a complete backflip in a football uniform. Is that guy an athlete or what?
Yeah, just springy. Absolutely springy. 19 seconds to go, and this thing's going to go final. Final score 31-21.
31-21, Timberline over Kuna. We're going to take one last break with our sponsors. We'll be back with the closing thoughts and our player of the game. We'll do it all after this one final timeout. All right, today's player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or the road, be in the moment and free from distractions. Ryan, I'm going to let you do the honors.
Yeah, player of the game, and we talked about it. Some really interesting options here, and I think it boiled down to two, and what did that look like? But I would say player of the game for me was Jack Brandt. He was absolutely explosive at halftime. We talked about him being the man and trying to create things with his legs, and he did that in the second half. He extended plays. He had 3 touchdown passes tonight, and he did it all over. He kept him in the game, and he did it, and he looked calm and collected back there. Jack Brandt, your IdahoSports.com player of the game, brought to you by Shift. And Timberline with the victory, 31-21 over Kuna tonight.
This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night, presented by Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com also brought to you by Meridian Plumbing and Lookout Credit Center, and our power boosters from Kuna, Idaho Lawrence College of Western Idaho, Clarify Family Eye Care, Pioneer Sports and Pain Center, Kuna Chiropractic, Avalon Dentistry, and J&M Sanitation. Also, we want to thank the athletic director, Luke Wolf, and everyone here at Kuna High School for the hospitality and help in getting this game's broadcast to you, the viewers. And once again, our IdahoSports.com player of the game presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, Jack Brandt. That'll do it. Hope you enjoyed watching this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. So for Ryan Luke, this is Gary Jones. Final score, Timberline 2-0 with a 31-21 victory over the Kuna Kavemen. Good evening, ladies.